We're going
Aw.
live right about now, okay?
I started out in late, didn't know my way. With ROAI, my journey began to sway. Took my notes, joined the chat every single day. From clueless to confident, I paved my way. Oh, I felt the power, AI in my grasp. Chat GPT plus, I made it fast. Uploaded my life from resume to style. In the AI world, I ran that mile. Now I'm bossing up, got AI on my side. Writing books, planning life, it's been a wild ride. Michael's on the keys, Gretchen's energy's high. With Raylan, Glass, and Jade, we're reaching for the sky. Challenge round 2, even when I missed. Reviewed, learned, created, I couldn't resist. GPTs for everything, my dreams take flight. From book covers to planning, AI's my guiding light. Peter's a goat, with a legacy so bold. Yup, and Apple app stories untold. Forget my whiteboard, mishap, showed his heart of gold. ROAI's passion, skills in every fold. Who's call on my AI gang? It's an ROAI, I'm in the Hall of Fame. Gretchen, Michael, Raylan, Glads, and Jade. Peter leads the charge, and AI's the reign. ROAI, you brought AI to the new day. With your guidance, I found my way. In the digital age, you're the light that leads. Next to you, I'm from the AI seeds. Now I'm bossing up, got AI on my side. Writing books, planning life, it's been a wild ride. Michael's on the keys, Gretchen's energy's high. With Raylan, Glads, and Jade, we're reaching for the sky. Through challenge round 2, even when I missed. Reviewed, learned, created, I couldn't resist. GPTs for everything, my dreams take flight. From book covers to planning, AI's my guiding light. Peter's the goat, with a legacy so bold. Yup, and Apple app stories untold. Forget the whiteboard, mishap, showed his heart of gold. ROAI's passion, skills in every fold. Challenge round 2, even when I missed. Reviewed, learned, created, I couldn't resist. GPTs for everything, my dreams take flight. From book covers to planning, AI's my guiding light. Peter's a goat with a legacy so bold. Yup, and Apple apps, stories untold. Forgave my whiteboard mishap, showed his heart of gold. ROAI's passion, skills in every fold. ROAI's passion, skills in...
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the AI That Works 5-Day Challenge. Melody's laughing because we played her song that she shared from the challenge with us. This is the one she wrote on day 1. It's about the ROAI team, and it is so good. It's amazing. We are all loving it. It's got a great beat, a great energy, the perfect way to start day 5. So thank you, Melanie. I love it. I love it. I love it. Welcome, everyone. We are on the final day, day 5, which is super cool because if you think about how far we've come, like we've really gone far in 5 days. We have like started out with like the absolute basics, like how do you tell it to be an expert? How do you tell it to that this is your audience? Have a conversation, give it some context, treat it like a person or like an intelligence if a person makes you uncomfortable. But essentially, have a conversation. And that one item will like level you all like way ahead of almost all other users who just take that sort of mediocre generic thing that comes out of AI. From there, we were like, okay, here's how you use it to basically be an advisor and teach you how to learn any skill you could possibly want to learn. And that is the sort of thing where if you envision what that could be in your business, then that is like we actually said, I was actually at a meeting and our amazing accountant, Eloise, was on there, and she and we were like, actually, could you start taking classes, like ask ChatGPT how to train you to think more like a CFO and less like an accountant? Like, that's crazy, right? Like this idea of being like, why don't we actually level up the actual people we already have and see where they can pick up skills that would help us run our organization better, make smarter strategic decisions. So super cool if you think about what you could do. Like we were saying, you could also learn to juggle or do origami or speak another language, but the things you can do in your business are huge. And then from there, we were looking at how you can customize it and use memory, and that those two elements. Oh, first we talked about how you use a voice, on your phone and untether yourself from your computer and let yourself do more work moving around or while you're out, but at a crazy amount of efficiency that AI can give you. Then we talked about even another level, like these levels are like, that you can actually take that same, like the same AI you've been using all week. But once you tell it who you are, like more about your business, more about the change you want to make in the world, more about your life and your priorities, and you say, and what I'd really like from you is this and this and this. And as you play with that, and as you keep revising it and making it better, that element is going to make it feel like it is yours. Like when you use someone else's AI, you're going to be like, ah, I have to tell it so much stuff. Like, okay, I can do this. But you're going to be like missing your home base. Like your AI is going to really feel like your AI. So I know, like, give it a little bit of time. Name it, all those elements, like make sure that you can be like, hey, Chachi, that's my name of my GPT. Hey, Chachi, awesome to see you. Like, let's chat through something. So make sure you do that, like the more you can feel comfortable asking for what you want, being demanding, not taking the first thing, and having a good, respectful relationship. You're going to love that. Today, we're actually heading into one of the most advanced topics that you're going to hit in AI. It is genuinely like the front edge of basically what's happening, and that is the ability to use custom GPTs and to create them. And we will be heading into that, but my job actually right now is to make sure that I have selected some winners. So today we have a daily winner for an awesome assignment, and actually this winner totally won me over when she said she's really starting to fall in love with all things AI, because that is exactly the journey we want to see all of you having over the course of just this short time. We want you to really start to fall in love with it. And I want to then give our next Hydrate Spark Cool Water bottle to Stephanie Pierce. I loved the work you've been doing. You've been consistent all week. It is amazing. So congratulations. We will be reaching out to you and getting you that super, super cool water bottle. And we now have our grand prize winner. Peter, am I announcing the grand prize winner?
Of course you are.
Just checking. I love it. As I've said, the grand prize is time with Peter to actually talk through your business, your goals, your marketing, your stats, anything. Like, Peter is a giant wealth of information, and he can be like, where are you now? Where are you going? And give you insight you never anticipated. Always true, right, Peter? No one sees it coming. I think if anyone who's actually had a coaching call, including Peter, anyone who's actually had a proper coaching call with Peter will say, like, that's genuinely true. Like, you think like, yeah, I know where this is going to go. No, you don't. And for this one, I asked the team to go through and give me a really good feel for like who has been not just doing the assignments, which was the thing we asked everyone to do, like be in there, but also like it's really supporting all the other people, replying to other people, cheering them on, making sure that they feel supported, learning, elevating their experience through like what they learn from others. And there was no hesitation. Everyone agreed that this week's grand prize is going to Melanie Clark. Yay! Is Melanie on right now? Can we spotlight her? I told you, everyone, like, previous winners are in play for the last one, because we always just want to really honor somebody who's been amazing in the Facebook group. So Melanie, congratulations. We will reach out to you to get that scheduled, get you some time on Peter's calendar. Congratulations. It has been wonderful to have her, and wonderful to have everyone who played full out, did the assignments, posted in the Facebook group. Doing the assignments is definitely the thing you're doing for you. And the community is a way to really level that up. And we really appreciate the people who like took the chance and did that piece of it with us and for us. And that ability to sort of be like, oh, I'm learning and I'm learning from other people. I hope everyone who did it really enjoyed it, and you learned something even like between our sessions in Facebook group. With that, Peter, I think it's time to get started.
It is time to get started. I got to admit, when I heard Melanie that I was going to spend some more time with you, I was super excited as well. I was like, "Oh, that's so cool!" That's one of my favorite things is when the team select the prizes every day. I'm like, "Yeah, that's a great idea." So congratulations. And as Gretchen said, and piggybacking is like one of the worst things you can do in these spaces. But hey, you know, as Gretchen said, that is not to say that anybody else didn't show up. It's been, these things really are a pleasure, and they're a pleasure. Actually, that's not true. These things are a pleasure, or they're a complete pain in the ass, and the difference is you guys.
Yeah.
That's like when people are here and they're like, yeah, and we're trying this and maybe running into some frustrations and it didn't quite work, and they keep going at it and they do the fun work and we see it in the chat. That's when these things are a pleasure. When they're not, it's like, oh my God, do I have to do that again today? But this has been an awesome group. So thank you all so much, because that's what makes it. So with that said, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and good night, depending on where you are in the world, and wherever you are, thank you so much for being here with us. Rule number 1, drink water. It's good for you unless you're drowning. AI cannot do that for you yet. Oh, look at that. And Michael has fancy water. You saw that? San Pellegrino. It's like, yeah, look at me. Number 2, turn your videos on if you can, please. It helps us not only see what's landing and what's working, but it helps us get some energy, which is amazing. Whenever I used to sit in a crowd and I heard a speaker say that, I'd be like, fuck you. I was one that paid. I was one that showed up. Why am I doing you a favor? And it really does genuinely make a difference of your ability to do it. So thank you for doing that. And number 3, please remember throughout these whole things, knowledge is not power. Execution is power. Right? We have this crazy thing that we develop as adults where we go, I have to know it to do it. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. No. You have to do it to know it. It's not you have to know it to do it. If you wait to know something to do something, you're never going to know it. The only way you can know it is by doing it. And we're so good at that as kids. Right? As kids, we just play. We just do stuff. We just make mistakes. We don't care, because our being and our doing are not wrapped up together. And that separation of being and doing is what allows people like Betsy to say, yeah, I'm a best-selling author. What's up? Like, that comes not from knowing how to do it. I promise you, she didn't know how to do it, and she did it. And I've worked, Betsy, you and I did some one-on-one sessions during that where you're like, I'm so frustrated and it's not doing this and it's not doing this. And it's like, yeah, just keep pushing through and it will unlock one way or the other. It'll unlock, and it did. Betsy, I'm super proud of you. I'm proud of all of you. Proud of all of you. And if I get interrupted during this, I apologize, but my amazing team just delivered this to my door, and it's with a balloon and everything. I've got a balloon, everything, which is truly heartwarming. Okay, let's do some stuff. Today, by the way, you're going to get very actively pitched to. That's happening, just so you know, and it's being done in what I believe is the ultimate thing in your service, because we go back to that thing we spoke throughout the days here of your life, your business, your impact, your revenue is on a tangential moment of it really can go one way or the other way. It can go the Netflix way or the Blockbuster way. And the one commitment I want from everybody, and I'd like a heart thing or a thing, is whether it's with us or whether it's you doing it on your own in those 20 minutes a day that we suggested, whichever way it is, it's that you commit to this future. You commit to an AI future, right? Because the other way ain't going to work. So can we have a yes if you're committing to that with either with us on your own? So like everybody apart from Mike Marshall, he's like, no, I'm going to stay playing the game I was currently playing. Yeah, look at that. That's better. Right? Because I want you all to have the impact and the revenue and the time with your family and the travels and the experiences that, quite frankly, you deserve. That's what we want you to have. And one of the things we are so blessed about is that we tend to attract some really cool people. People in our space don't really last for long if they're like, no, I just want money. That's all I want. Just leave me alone. I want money. I don't care about the world. They don't tend to stay around for long, which is cool because it means I get to root for you without having to go, oh, is that person a good person or a bad person? We can just root for you to win. And you will win if you're using the AI on your side, because the efficiencies it gives you are just crazy. Chris, since you're here with the book collection that we all debate, by the way, it's not a fake background. I think that's a real background. Do you actually read them? That's my first question. Or do you just, is it just an art installation?
Yeah, I've probably read 90% of those. I committed when I was about 19 years old to read a book a week, and I've gotten at least 45 books a year every year.
Nice. Do you want to hear a piece of advice I got from someone on stage this week? I think you'll like this. He's like, there are 25 books that have been written by billionaires, and my goal is to read those 25 first, and then I'm going to read the 14,000 that have been written by millionaires. And I'm like, that's a really good point. Like, why read a book? Like, why dedicate yourself to reading books by people that haven't made it? Why not read books for people that have made it? I was like, that's a really good idea. Chris, the reason I asked you to come on camera quickly is just you were in our last challenge, and I feel that you've done everything we've asked you to do, and I think you're already starting to see results. And I'd love for you to talk into your journey of it, where you've been, because you've gone all in. I'd love just to hear what you have to say.
Sure, yeah, and I was even texting Mike Marshall. I was one of the people I invited to the thing. It's so hard for me to explain to people how great this is, because you say it's AI training and you're really going to love it and it's going to be great and it's got new stuff and it doesn't do service to what you're doing. And so first thing I did on this Friday when we finished the challenges, they had the book writing workshop, which I joined, and it took me a year to write a book, and it's a great book and I love it. And you told me when we started the challenge, oh, you're going to be so sad because when you finish this, you're going to be sad that your book is already in, final phase. And you're right. I just cried because afterwards I wrote a second book in 3 weeks. Now I've given both books out to people, and everyone who's read both of them says, oh my gosh, Chris, this second one is really good. You're getting good at writing. And like they noticed the quality of my writing was better. And my daughter even took it and gave it to some high-end politician people and stuff that she knows. So she's like, Chris, this thing is going to be absolutely amazing. You're going to love it. So that happened just in 3 weeks after I got through. In addition, I took all of the GPTs you gave us, and I took the avatar I've created. I've gone through and created a whole, kind of who he is, what it goes on, what needs to happen. And I've written with AI 3 courses. I've taken both of the books and turned them into a course. And now I'm building the marketing funnels and stuff that by the end of August, when we go through the other projects and stuff, like I'll actually have a whole series of products put out on the market that I've talked about for years. My friends tease me. My book was called Atlantis because it was always talked about, but never seen. And now, because of you guys, it's actually that I would say that this AI is my Atlantis journey. It's everything I've talked about for a decade. And now I can take thought to action to product in days and weeks and not months and years. It's unbelievably cool. Amazing.
Thank you so much. And the thing that, well, first of all, just an outright objection to what we did. No, you did that. You take all of that. We'll take the glory for providing the container, but it's you to run with it. So I think that's the only thing I disagree with.
And since you're going to ethically sell, I would just say I rearranged my entire calendar to not miss masterminds and inner circle. And anyone that's considering the inner circle, if I could, as clearly as I could, I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars for different coaches and different things, and they've all been good and useful. I have never gotten more ROI on a dollar spent than I have on my Inner Circle membership in terms of taking what I do, turning it into product and service that affects the people that I want to serve in ways that I can't, there's no way to describe how compressed. It's decades into days, and it's months and months of lead time, and the responsiveness of what you have, like just through that Telegram thing that the Inner Circle have, I can ask any question 24 hours a day. And because you guys are in Europe, you're always so far ahead. I get all kinds of stuff. There is not a higher return on dollar. If you're really in business to serve people and make money, I don't know that there's anything you could spend that money on that would be better than the inner circle thing you do. It's that good.
Well, okay. And with that, the call's ended. Please click this link. No, we should still do some stuff. Thank you, sir. And I think one of the things that you're starting to experience that I certainly had it earlier on in my journey, it's still happening, is yes, it's thought action to output that quickly your product. But the second thing that comes with it is when you start understanding the decision fatigue that comes when it's, I have a thought, then I speak to an agency, and then they come back to me 3 days later, and then they do that, and it's like 4 weeks. And by the time you get the thing back, you've lost the inspiration of the moment of what the thing is. Whereas when it's thought, action, product, you're like, oh, well, I could also do that. And if I do this way, then I'm going to be able to talk to this person and this person and this person. And it becomes this exponential growth. So it's not just thought, action, product. It's exponentially a better thing that comes out the other side, because you get what we spoke about earlier this week as a AI practitioner or master or user or whatever we call it. You get this, I set the container of creativity and context, and this thing goes and does its thing, so I can carry on being creative. I can carry on thinking through, as you said, how do I serve this person better? I don't think we could have launched like the inner circle and I don't think we could have launched those things without this, because we get to spend all our time, an inordinate amount of time, going, well, how do we make this better? And how, like, stupid questions like, how long should the music run for? Like, we get to think into that. Like, I don't know if you all realize that, like, how long the music runs for is a timed thing. How long Gretchen is going to spend on the shares in the mastermind is a timed thing. How long until I have to get to content is a timed thing, because the AI is doing all the other stuff. So we can think about those details in service of how do we make it the most awesome thing we can. So it sounds like we're doing all right. Thank you so much. You rock. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow on the book club, so we can get to more bestsellers for everybody. Yes, yes, and yes. Okay. Thank you, Chris. So we will ethically sell in a bit. We'll send you the link in a bit, and you can sign up and you can do all the awesome things. And we've got some cool bonuses and some cool additions in there that should make it a complete no-brainer decision for you. But we'll get there in a bit, because what you're here to do is to learn some more cool shit. So we should do some more cool shit. Okay, day one. We understood that we could use it for literally anything, even writing a song. Right? That was our day one experience, and we spoke into the power of topping and tailing and what that does for you and how it levels up your outputs. Okay. Day two, we went through how to learn any skill. And what we started to understand is we could thin slice. We could access specific parts of the AI at specific times in order to do specific things. And we learned a bit more about formatting and some that, but basically that thin slicing, I would love for you to see that as well. I could speak to Rockefeller, or I could speak to Carnegie, or I could speak to Ford, or I could speak to Gandhi, and I could ask for their advice on things, as well as just prosaic, cool things like learning to juggle or learning calligraphy. Day three, we then started to look at the voice mode side of things, which is one of, as you know, one of my favorite things of how do we use brainstorming. How can we ask for advice? How do we have an assistant in our pocket at any time, in any place, that can give us insights and not really give us answers, but give us this egoless sounding board in order for us to reach a better answer? Day four, personalized assistants. And we started looking at how we customize it and how we do memory. So now we're on day five. By the way, sad face, final day. Sad face, little sad face. Gretchen, sad face. Oh, tear. Yeah. But now we do day five, where we talk about custom GPTs. Okay, so a custom GPT, what is that? What does it mean? A custom GPT is how we wrap up a process that we want to be able to do one of two things with. Either A, we want to be able to run it multiple times. Okay, so let's say we do something regularly, like write a social media post, something like that. Putting all of the, I want it to look like this, I want it to have this format, this is my audience. We can get all that done once, so that every time from there on, we just have to hit a button that says, write me a social media post. Okay, that would be a good use for custom GPT. The second good use for a custom GPT is when we want to share that functionality or that process with somebody else. That would be a super cool way to use this. And today, we're going to demonstrate the second one. And I think we have a fun exercise, but obviously if you want the boring stuff or the businessy stuff, which is super cool, we shouldn't call it boring, just like the businessy stuff, my people in the Zoom room, you get to do that with Jade afterwards. She and the after party, which I know she is looking forward to as well. Also with a slight sad face that it's your last one with her as well. So you get to do that afterwards of, well, how can I use this for that? But really think, anything you do on a daily basis, a custom GPT can be super, super helpful. My favorite one for me is around my day planning. When I go, okay, I just want to brain dump everything I do, I've got to get done today, and the new stuff that's arrived, and help me work out how I'm going to delegate that, how I'm going to structure that, when I should do what. I've put in there instructions like when I feel most creative. So it will allocate creative tasks to those times versus other times. So I use that almost all the time. And I also have another one for Eat the Frog list, has all my core projects. So like, what is the one thing that I must get done on these things? I use it for that as well. What I want to do with you today is run through a process or a custom GPT, and we're going to give you some time to actually run through this. So I think we're going to play some music. So that is a cue to the tech people. If we didn't mention that before, in the next 5 minutes, you're going to have some music played, something that people, what do we want, Gretchen? Something like introspective-y, thoughty, like jazz or something?
No words, just something relaxing and lets you be contemplative.
Awesome. So contemplative, relaxing music that we need to run for about 5 minutes, Gretchen, would you say? 5 to 10?
Probably
5 to 10. Five and a bit. Okay. And I'm going to show you what this does and how it works. So when I'm going to use this in text mode, I would suggest you use this in voice mode. Okay, so for those that did voice, I would suggest you use it in voice. If you didn't, it will work in text. It's just going to really, really land a bit better for you if you do it in voice. Now, if you do it in voice, because it's a custom GPT, you're still going to have to start the process in text. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate what I think you should do, and then I'm going to run through it. So you're going to go to a link that we are going to provide you. It will be in both the chats in a second. You're going to see this, and it's going to say a future personified. And you're going to hit this button that says, let's begin. All right. Once you've hit that button, you'll then see the chat coming up here saying conversation start inquiry here on the today. And when you go to your phone, you will then see it in there. So in your phone where you'll see it, just to show you to make sure we're all clear, you'll see it in there, the today list. Okay. So on the today, the last chat you did, it'll be because they are in backwards date order. So it'll be the one at the top of your chats. You would click it, and then you would hit the headphones button, as we spoke about the other days, hit the headphones and start in the conversation. So your two choices are, one, you stay in the text in the desktop, as I'm about to demonstrate, or two, you hit let's begin, and then you swap over to your phone. Does that at least 8 out of 10 make sense for everybody?
I want to quickly say that on your phone, when you want to find that chat history, usually you have to click on like the menu on the upper left to sort of pull that down and get off the just main chat screen. That's one piece that we didn't show that just there.
I think that maybe got Chloe up from a 7 to an 8. Chloe was not an 8 out of 10 confident just then.
Can you go over that one more time? Hi, it's Rosemary. Can you go over that one more time? Sorry.
Sure. That's right. So you're going to take one of two paths. If you haven't used voice, you're just going to click the link and then hit let's begin and then just use it. Easy. If you have used voice, you're going to open the link on your desktop machine in Chrome or Safari or whatever you use. Then you're going to hit let's begin, and then you're going to stop on the desktop, open your phone, and then as Gretchen rightly said, you are going to hit the button, the little button at the top that pulls down the list of all the conversations you had, and then click it, and then click the headphones. Okay. 8 out of 10 confident, everyone? 7, 6s, 7s. Like, and if you're like, Pete, shut up, I've got it, then great. And if you're like, Pete, I'm still confused, just use the desktop mode. Okay. Well, I get the lag, by the way, with Facebook is when I make like big hand movements, I'm like, whoa. Like 3 seconds later, I see myself cheering at myself. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. So we're going to open this. A few of you, I think Rick has been through a similar exercise with us before. And I think you're going to like this. So what you're going to do is it's going to ask you a question. Gretchen, shall I walk them through the questions, or should I just let them take it and run with it and do it? And they can just see what it is.
Maybe a question or two, and then set the stage.
Okay. So what this is going to do is it's going to ask you a bunch of questions about where you think your life can be 1 year from now. So it's going to ask you questions about where your health could be from now, where your money could be from now, where your business could be from now. When you embrace AI, you embrace the things that we've done, where could your life be a year from now? And then it's going to write you a letter from your future self to your present self, thanking you for what you have done today in order to get there. Okay? We do this exercise quite regularly. It's for me, it's an incredibly powerful exercise. And it's just a simple demonstration of the power of what these do. And we have a super special gift to give you if you want to go through this process, which, are we going to talk into that now, Gretchen, or are we going to talk into that afterwards?
I think we'll do it after they run through it, and then we do have another layer to make it even a little more magical. It's a treat for everyone.
So let's just run through this quickly then. So I'm going to say, that's my name. That's the first question it's going to ask. And then it's going to ask me if I want to switch to voice mode. It's now going to ask me questions about my health. How has AI improved my physical and mental well-being? I used AI for meal plans and to help with daily motivation. And as a result, I have released another 50 pounds, right? And then it's going to ask me if I want to expand on that or if I want to move on to the next point. So here I'm going to say, let's move on. And it's then going to ask me another question. This one's about relationships. So it's going to go through 3 or 4 different areas. And I would really lean into what could happen. What could the future look like? As Chris was just saying, you never considered getting a second book out and then that going to politicians. Like really the what could happen and a limitless thought as to what that future could be. And go through and answer those questions and see what the process does. You are looking for 2 things here. Remember, we always do. 1, actually the exercise itself. It's kind of fun. And 2 is how could you use this in your business, in your life, in different areas. Right. So this could be a demonstration for Chloe of guiding an actor or an actress through a similar thing. If you were to achieve this level of success, what would it look like? And allowing them to go through that exercise on their own. And that letter written from their future self to their present self about the successes they're now experiencing is the thing that helps them. We've maybe all heard this phrase, future pace ourselves, future pacing of, okay, because we are all guilty of seeking the dopamine hit today. We're all guilty of that. We all want to do the thing that makes us feel good today. That's why social media and donuts exist. But we all also all know that those aren't the things that give us the things we want. Those are not the things that build the life we need. So every so often, because we're dumb old humans, it's kind of useful to step into an exercise of looking at what it could be so that we can start making the right decisions today, not the wrong decisions today. We can start eating the salad, not the donut. Maybe I'm speaking a little bit too much for myself right now. Salad, not donut. Gretchen, anything to add before we share the link, put on some music, and let these fine folks go at this?
Yeah, and we're going to give you about 5 minutes. That will feel probably a little bit too short, but do as much as you can in that much time. And, you'll have the GPT, like you have the link. And once you've used it, it will show up as a recently used GPT, and you can always go into the same conversation. So do as much as you can in the 5 minutes, because we want to make sure we get to the next steps also. So.
Oh, and today is another day where we must finish on time because we have our inner circle call at noon Eastern. So I'm going to put the link in the chat in here for the people on Zoom. And then I'm by magic going to swap over to this screen and put the link in here for the people on Facebook. I don't know if the team got to it before me, but just in case, that's the link. Click the link, follow the steps. It's 11:35 Eastern, so we'll be back at 11:40 Eastern.
And I've got a timer.
And we've got a timer. Let's go. If the team can't get the music, I will find something in the interim.
right. I can tell you with certainty we have not given you enough time. Let's do 1 more minute so you're not in the middle of something, and then we will start, because you can do this after, but I don't want you to miss any content we can be giving you in these last few minutes. All right. I hate to be the person who breaks up this moment, but Peter, I think we have to keep going. Are you ready, Peter?
Of course. So do you want to give them the gift next? And then I would like to spend 2 minutes showing them how they can actually build out a GPT. And I want to make that super, super simple. So why don't you tell them what the icing on that cake is?
Yes. So we're going to post a link in the various chats. And you can copy the link and save it, so open it on your browser somewhere. And we can post it in Facebook also. But it's a survey. It just asks for your name and email, which, and then it asks you, if you're willing, to paste the email in that ChatGPT, or the message in that ChatGPT creates from this letter from your future self to you, thanking you for this moment. And what we want to do is something so special, and it would be so fun to surprise you all with it. But because we won't be there, and I want you to see like what we're really trying to do, I'm going to actually tell you what we're going to do. And that is that we put those in, they go through our CRM. It's all sort of like digitally connected and automated. And we actually have we'll send those to a service. They'll handwrite them for you and send actual handwritten letters to you. And when you think about how unusual it is and special it is to receive like non-bill mail, like something beautiful and handwritten, and the reason I say that, and the reason I want to tell you what it is ahead of time instead of like letting you, in a whatever it is, a month or something, gets like surprised by that, is I think there's this piece of you might have had before the challenge of feeling like AI makes things less personal and makes humans less connected, and it can be the opposite. There are things that using AI gives you efficiencies that give you the creative space or the financial space to make things magical, to make them more human and more connected, and to do something beautiful and extraordinary, like send a handwritten letter to someone from their future self. So when you get it, I want you to remember that AI was a part of that and also enhanced your human experience and our human experience. And that idea that you can layer those elements into your business is really what the future will be for the best AI use. It will allow us to be more of the best human we can be, more connected, and put time into the parts that really matter.
And it was so beautiful, Gretchen, for me hearing what Chris said earlier on, because that's exactly where this came from. Imagine it, everybody. There's 100 people doing this live. There's like 500 people watching the replays. If we had to write each of those letters for you, even if we had to print them out, we couldn't do it. It wouldn't be an efficient, effective way for us to spend money. We couldn't do it. But as soon as we know that the technology can take that bit over for us, it means that we sat in New York 2 weeks ago and went, literally like kids, like children, going, oh, you know what would be really cool? Like, that was what that meeting was. It was like, you know what would be really cool? You know what would really like make this point for them and make this like a magical experience? It would be if we could actually send them the letter. Can we do that? Yeah, of course we can do that. And then I think it was Gretchen said, actually, I saw this thing the other day on one of the links I saw. Not only can we do the letter, it can actually handwrite it like an auto writer. So it's actually handwritten. I'm like, no fucking way. That's so cool. Hey, Mike, can we put that in the CRM? He's like, yeah, of course we can put that in the CRM. We're like, no way, that's so cool. And like, we're literally bouncing up and down with glee and joy because it was what Chris said. It's like you end up spending your time thinking about what's in service of the person, what's the value you can add to the person in front of you. Instead of thinking through, oh, how would we do that? What are the logistics of that? Can we afford it? What's the ROI on it? Like, none of that is part of the equation anymore because it's like, yeah, we can just get this done and it's super cool. Now, something like that might be outside of your capability set. But Chloe putting together a GPT for actors and actresses to go, what would your future look like? That is not outside of her capabilities or expertise. Absolutely not. Betsy writing a best-selling book. That's not outside of her capabilities anymore. I don't know if anyone remembers that poem from Marianne Williamson, where it says, you know, the thing we're actually scared of is how great we can be. I know I'm completely butchering that. I never really truly understood that until AI came around. It's just like, and I ask you to ask yourself the same question. What's your excuse now? Like, what is it that you can say as to why you won't get what you want? Because I don't have one left. It's not that there isn't enough resource or enough capital or enough, they're all gone. It's like, okay, I can truly have everything I want. Well, that is terrifying and awesome at the same time, because there's no excuses left on the table as to why you can't have it and have it your way. Like, that's the thing I love. Have it your way, not have it the way it's supposed to be done. Like, not cancel somebody because of this or upsell them this because of that, or not you have to run this many hours of this because of this. It's like, yeah, that's cool, let's do that. Like when Liz joined the team, as apart from being my wife and the most amazing patient woman in the world, to actually find not only a way to love me but to stomach me at the same time, she's like, you know, it'd be really cool if we invented confetti moments. That would be really cool. Like, what's a confetti moment? It's like, well, when we send people stuff because they're awesome. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Let's do that. That's amazing. It's like, what's my budget? I'm like, you don't have a budget. Just do confetti moments. It's amazing. Like, because that's who we want to be. That's how we want to show up. That's what we want to do. And the efficiencies that we get from AI means it doesn't matter anymore if there's a 15% return on that, or how many people are going to renew a membership based on that. And that's how that conversation used to go. That conversation used to go, well, if we delight this many people, then we increase the retention rate by this. And that's just off the table. It's like, just cool shit for cool people. Okay, let's spend 5 minutes talking about how to do custom GPTs. And then we are going to just quickly talk into the mastermind and everything else that is there for you. So I'm going to share my screen again. I'm going to show you how quick and how easy it is to write these custom GPTs. I'm going to use Claude for this because I like using both. You can not pay attention to the fact I'm using this one if you want. Gretchen, give me a use case for a GPT, something somebody might want to achieve, either personal health, wealth, business, etc.
A GPT that creates email sequences. Can you work with that? Like,
no, sequences, yeah. So I need, so all I'm going to do is, but I need instructions for a custom GPT that produces email sequences. The custom GPT should ask me the brand, the objective, and the trigger for the sequence. Right, boom, enter. It's then going to come back and say that. Yeah, that looks good. Awesome. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to come over to here. And then when you're in the pro version, which we strongly recommended to everybody, on the left-hand side, you're going to have a button that says Explore GPTs. You're going to click that button and you're going to hit Create. And you're going to paste those into the instructions. Now, there will often also be an end line and a beginning line. And you're going to hit Close. You're going to give it a name, email sequence writer. And then just for ease, you're going to give it a conversation starter that is let's begin. I'm going to do this without any testing at all. You're going to hit create. And then you're going to view the GPT. Let's begin. And it's going to ask me for a few pieces of information. Brand name is Acme Dog Food. Objective is to welcome people to the community and ensure they join the WhatsApp group. I mean, it could be cart abandonment or it could be an upsell. Trigger is they downloaded an ebook that was about 10 tips for healthy dogs. That's a bit more information. Target audience, dog owners in New York. 5 emails. Tone is personal yet casual. And obviously, if this is a GPT that just you're using, you'd have already put that information in, so it's not going to ask for it every time. But there we go. Here's a summary of what we have. Yep. I'll start crafting. And away we go. That's it. It's now going to write that, and like, great. You can write all of them, please. Boom, 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 boom. Email 1, email 2, meet fellow dog owners. Email 3, and away it goes. You might not need to write email sequences, but you might need to plan a meal every so often. You might have a family of 4 or 5 people with different food preferences, which you could put into a custom GPT and say, here are the meal preferences for my family. Your job is to write meals for me, and why not? I also want you to write the shopping list in the order of the supermarket aisles to make it super simple for me. Or it could be that you like poetry, but you don't know what to write about. So you want a conversation starter. You want a brainstorming buddy for poetry. Or it could be that you regularly review your cash flow statement in a business and you want to be able to get specific insights. Or it could be that you're planning a new product and you'd like Elon Musk and Steve Jobs wrapped in an advisor for you to consistently ask questions of. It really can be anything. As soon as you're doing those first 2 things that we said at the test at the beginning, either 1, there's a process that you want to repeat on a regular basis, or 2, it's a process that you want to be able to give to somebody else for them to use in the way you want them to use it. That is where a custom GPT is crazy, crazy powerful. Now, there are all sorts of nuances we can get you to, but literally either in Claude or in ChatGPT, you can put in, I want instructions for a custom GPT. This is what it should do. Go.
Yeah.
It's that simple. And then you can share it with people. Sorry.
Those of you who Claude, we were like, what just happened there? You can, like, this is sort of a advanced element, which is simply that we find sometimes if you jump between AIs, you can actually get them to work together in a way that working within one doesn't give us quite the same results. That's one of those things that just comes from a lot of experience. That's why Peter hopped into Claude to do the instructions for ChatGPT. But you can do what he just said entirely within ChatGPT. Like, you don't have to get a Claude account also. Claude is a whole other topic and amazing, but we can
And
start
fun fact
simple.
for everybody, in our retro of the challenge later on today, Gretchen's going to say what could have gone better is not to have introduced Claude magically and randomly on the last day. That is going to be coming to me in a couple of hours' time. So I take that feedback in advance. Thank you very much. Okay, we've got 5 minutes left. I want to talk into the mastermind. As said, we are going to pitch you on this. It is as ethical as we can make it because we fully 100% believe that this is where you need to be. And if you're not here, that's okay as well. But please, either way, the 20 minutes a day. So mastermind meets Thursday at noon Eastern. Come rain or shine, it will happen. And it is $149 a month. What we would like to offer you, because you've been on this challenge, is a few extras, because we think that's pretty cool. One, we would like to reduce the price of the first month for you from $149 to $49. We want to get this as affordable as we can for you to come and try and see if the mastermind is the logical extension to the challenge, which we think it is. That's number one. Number two, when I told you this was your last opportunity to have time with Jade, I was fibbing. It was a fib. There is one more opportunity for you to have some time with Jade. And that is on our quick start calls, which happen every Tuesday after our challenge, which is time with both Jade and Liz. Liz will be available to say, where's this? How does this link work? And answer any of those questions to make sure you have access to everything you need and your community set up and you can get access to call recordings and all that wonderful stuff. And Jade will be there in case you're going, so what do I need? Do I need ChatGPT or Claude, or what paid account do I need, or da-da-da? So we have a quick start call every Tuesday. Is it Tuesday at 2? I think it is. No, 1. Tuesday at 1. Tuesday at 1. Something like that. It's around there,
Eastern
but it'll
time.
be
Always Eastern time.
Always Eastern time. Always Eastern time. So I'll have that. Get the discount. But then we're adding 2 things on that we haven't yet finished. You'll get them next week, which is something we've been working on for quite a while, and we are super, super proud of. One is the session we did on custom instructions and memory. I have a training course, like a 1-hour power on that we will include for free inside the membership for you as well. That has never been given to anybody. It hasn't gone into our inner circle. It hasn't gone into our mastermind. This is literally me saying, here is a 1-hour session on helping you deep dive custom instructions and memory to get it as personalized as possible. And then the second thing is a course that we put together. It's a couple of hours on your ideal customer avatar, because it has to be, again, going back to it, it has to be, as Chris said, it has to be a customer-centric business. That's the way this all works. And we've worked with loads of people on this. Some people get it super right, some people get it super wrong. So we put that into a training course with a custom GPT that allow you to get that put together. So you're going to get the mastermind, you're going to get $100 off the mastermind for the first month. You're going to get the 2 courses from us, and you're going to get time with Jade and Lizzie as well for $49. I think that's pretty cool. I strongly recommend it. No, I don't think it's pretty cool. I think it's ridiculously freaking cool, and I strongly recommend it. And once you're there, we would love to have conversations to you about whether the inner circle is right for you, or whether the alliance is right for you, or whatever, and the other stuff. But this is where we want you to start, so we can carry on what we've done for the last 5 days with you, and we can keep seeing you every week. That's the plan. And I'll answer those questions about masterminds and bonuses and stuff later on. Gretchen, we have 1 minute till we're due on an inner circle call. What are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are that it has been an absolute joy to have all of you in here with us every day of this challenge. One of the most fun things about this particular week is that we have seen almost everyone come back all 5 days. And for a challenge, like, that's how you know you're delivering at the level people want and crave and need. And that, like, that was our huge, like, our biggest intention, is that we show up and we serve at a level that you can't believe and you wouldn't miss. And so for us, it has been a huge honor to have you show up every single day, and to see that literally almost everyone who started with us on day 1 is still with us today. That's been really, really amazing to see the growth.
Jade, your session is still today, right? Yeah.
Indeed it is.
Excited to say a final thank you to all these wonderful people.
I am. I'm super excited. I'm sad in the same way because sad last time, but I'm super excited to get in there, and I bet there are so many questions about custom GPTs that we're going to dive right into. And if you join and come with us on this whole insane journey, this won't be our last time chatting. So just remember that too.
Okay, so here's what everyone needs to do. One, you need to click the link in the form and send us your letter if you want to. We didn't actually speak into this. That will be completely confidential. That is not something we'll be sharing with everybody. We will fully respect the privacy of that, but we would love to make it happen and work for you if you want it to happen. Number one. Number two, you need to click the link, join the mastermind so we can see you every Thursday, so you can join people like Janine and Chris and Rick and Gary. I guess that's a final thank you, Gretchen. We haven't done this. To all of our inner circle members and everybody that's here that came to support us during this challenge in our VIP room, thank you very much. You are very, very appreciated, and we love you all. Okay, let's play some music now.
Could you repeat that quote, that Marianne Williamson quote? What was that?
I don't have it exactly, but it's along the lines of it is not what we don't have that we are scared. It's not that we are scared of what we don't have. It's our true potential that maybe terrifies us. Somebody should post that in the Facebook group. Go and find the Marianne Williamson, because I'm butchering it.
I'll look for it. Thank you. This has been amazing, guys. I've done many AI challenges. This has been amazing.
Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, everybody. Music team. Oh, there. Diane Forster. Your fear is that you're not powerful. Your fear is you are more powerful than you could ever imagine. That's the Marianne Williamson quote. Thank you, Dan. See you all soon.
Neon lights, oh no, whoa. Together we could shine brighter, brighter. You and I, low, low, whoa. Together we can reach sky high, brighter. You got me up, you got me down. You make me go, go, go all around. I love the way we sound. Let's go, go, go up. We're the talk of the town. Electric rhythm. Together we create magic sound. We could be dreaming. Together we touch stars.
Thank you, everybody. We look forward to seeing you on the mastermind. See you soon. Bye.